How can you hate me when you don't even know me? Throughout my life, I've been looking for an answer to that.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're tracing Daryl Davis's remarkable and incredibly brave journey through the turbulent landscape of American racial history.
I have seen things change. I have seen people change, and that inspires me. I've changed.
Born in 1958 in Chicago, Davis entered a world marked by tensions and social upheaval, with the civil rights movement fervently seeking to dismantle systemic racism. His early years, immersed in the rich cultural tapestry of music, set the stage for a life dedicated to breaking down barriers through dialogue, education, and the universal language of melody.
If you and I agree, I'm not accomplishing anything by trying to convince you of what you already know.
Growing up in the 1960s, he witnessed the fervor of the civil rights movement, marked by pivotal events such as the March on Washington and the passage of the Civil Rights Act. These milestones, with figures like Martin Luther King Jr. leading the charge, inspired a generation to challenge racial injustice and fight for equality.
All you have is an etching in the concrete. There's no plaque, no sign. Millions of people trample all over that, not even realizing how important that spot is. He says, I have a dream. I call this stepping on the dream.
The echoes of this era resonated deeply within him, shaping his worldview and fueling his later commitment to reconciliation. Music, a cornerstone of Davis's life, became a refuge and a platform for expression.
I saw a rock concert, a couple of rock concerts with Chuck Berry and with Elvis Presley, and I got sidetracked. So now I'm a musician.
Despite facing prejudice and discrimination, his passion for playing the piano flourished. The 1960s and 70s saw a confluence of musical genres, from the soulful rhythms of Motown to the rebellious notes of rock and roll.
Chuck Berry came out there playing that rock and roll. White kids and black kids could not sit still. They bounced up out of their chairs, knocked over the ropes, and began boogieing.
In this backdrop, he honed his skills, developing a profound appreciation for the power of music to transcend social divides. As Davis navigated the charged landscape of his youth, he became increasingly aware of the pervasive nature of prejudice.
And so now you're going to tell me somebody doesn't like somebody else's skin color and they're going to throw things at you? It was incomprehensible to me.
However, rather than succumbing to bitterness, he channeled his experiences into a unique approach to combat racism. This crystallized in 1983 after a performance in a country bar that would become a turning point in his life. A chance encounter with a white man who admired his musical prowess and expressed surprise at a black man playing like Jerry Lee Lewis set the stage for Davis's unconventional methodology.
He says, you know, this is the first time I ever heard a black man play piano like Jerry Lee Lewis. I just said, well, where do you think Jerry Lee Lewis learned how to play? From black blues and boogie-woogie piano players.
To his surprise, the man revealed himself as a member of the KKK. Rather than responding with hostility, Davis engaged him in conversation, sparking an interaction that would define his future endeavors. This encounter became the impetus for a groundbreaking strategy, engaging with members of the KKK and other white supremacist groups through open, honest conversations. His goal was not to convert them, but to understand the root of their beliefs and challenge these preconceptions through dialogue.
We were enemies. He's the head of the Klan, I'm a black guy. But he respected me to sit down and listen to him, and in exchange, he sat down and listened to me. I did not respect what he had to say. I respected his right to say it.
This unique strategy positioned Davis as a bridge builder, navigating the tumultuous waters of racial animosity armed with the power of conversation. The context of the rise of the KKK in the post-Civil War era provides a backdrop to Davis's encounters. Founded in 1865, the Ku Klux Klan emerged as a violent force brutally opposing the Reconstruction policies aimed at integrating freed slaves into American society. The organization's influence waned and waxed over the decades, with resurgences during the 1920s and the Civil Rights era in the 1960s.
Seeing the Civil Rights Movement as a threat to white rule, the Klan went on the attack.
By the time he engaged with Klan members in the 1980s, the organization had evolved into fragmented factions with varying ideologies. Daryl Davis's method of engagement was both unconventional and insightful. He initiated contact by attending rallies, often standing out as one of the few, if not the only African Americans present. His approach was non-confrontational. He sought to understand why individuals held their beliefs rather than immediately challenging them.
I hear enough anti-white rhetoric.
I am not anti-white, but I'm pointing out...
Sure you are.
No, I'm not.
He asked questions and listened carefully to their responses, creating a space where Klan members felt heard and respected, which was pivotal in building trust. Davis leveraged his career as a musician, a domain where he and Klan believers found common ground. Music served as a neutral territory that facilitated initial conversations, breaking down some of the initial barriers. Over time, these discussions moved beyond music to address deeper issues of prejudice.
What kind of music do you like, Jeff?
All kinds of music.
Yeah?
Rock, hardcore, oi, RAC, Rock Against Communism.
And do you realize that rock was invented by black musicians?
Oh, we're not gonna go.
Oh, yes, we are. Oh, yes, we are.
The personal relationships he developed were central to his efforts. He invited Klan members to his home and accepted invitations to their homes, attending events and even ceremonies. These interactions helped humanize him in the eyes of racists, challenging their stereotypes and prejudices on a personal level.
Always keep the lines of communication open with your adversaries, regardless of what the topic is. When two enemies are talking, they're not fighting. They might be yelling and screaming and shouting and beating their fists on the table, but at least they're talking, they're not fighting.
Davis's results were remarkable. Through his sustained engagement, he reportedly convinced over 200 Klan members to reconsider their views and leave the organization. And he collected robes and hoods as symbols of their departure, which he keeps as mementos of the change that can occur through patient, understanding dialogue.
And when Roger Kelly quit the Ku Klux Klan, he gave me his robe and hood. Okay, this is the robe of the Klan leader.
His story extends beyond individual conversions, reaching into the realm of academia and public discourse. His insights into the psychology of hate groups, explored in interviews and lectures, offer a valuable perspective for researchers and scholars studying the roots of prejudice.
But I come from more of a thing of trying to understand and trying to set an example and trying to explain things and see if they can't take a stand themselves to redirect their thinking and perhaps rehabilitate their own ideology.
In a society grappling with systemic racism, his experiences provide a nuanced understanding of the factors that contribute to the formation of extremist ideologies. Criticism of this approach, questioning the legitimacy of engaging with white supremacists, underscores the ongoing debate about the most effective methods for combating hate.
We're talking about the energy that you're putting into all them years. That's a whole lot of years to be doing that, to be studying. It sounds like a fetish.
Befriending a white person who don't have to go through the same struggles as you, me, the son in the barbershop, or that father, that's not an accomplishment. That's a new friend.
However, Davis maintains that understanding is not tantamount to acceptance, emphasizing the tangible positive outcomes of his unique methodology. In a world dealing with the complexities of racial tensions, his journey becomes a case study in the potential for change through unconventional methods.
Argue with the point is, you're a black man. You see the world from a different worldview than I do.
Beyond his work in reconciliation, Davis's proficiency in blues and boogie-woogie piano has allowed him to share the stage with musical legends like Chuck Berry, B.B. King, and Jerry Lee Lewis.
I have my degree in jazz, but I've played country, rock and roll, boogie-woogie. What would you like to hear?
The historical context of African American contributions to music, from the roots of blues in the Deep South to the evolution of jazz and rock and roll, adds layers of significance to his musical journey. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. In 2016, the documentary Accidental Courtesy, Daryl Davis, Race and America provided a cinematic exploration of his encounters with the KKK, shedding light on the complexities of social dynamics and the potential for transformation.
As I meet with them, sit them down and talk with them and interview them and find out, what's going on up here. And as a result, some of them have become friends of mine, good friends of mine, and some of them have ended up leaving the Klan, and now I own their robes and hoods.
Oh, wow.
Davis's story is intertwined with broader narratives of America's struggle for racial equality. His journey is a testament to the power of dialogue and the transformative potential of one individual's commitment to change.
Actually changing people's minds and hearts. I think that's a testament to his character and the power of what he was doing.
What do you think is the most remarkable aspect of Daryl Davis's incredible story? Let us know in the comments.
My end goal is to bring people together.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.